It is 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, June 19th. It's 2019, by the way. And I would like to welcome all of you to the clubhouse for the monthly meeting of the Board of Directors of the Pine Ridge Condominium Association at 4801 Lakeside Club Boulevard. The meeting will now come to order. We will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Please be seated. Before we begin our regular meeting, we would like to hold a moment of silence for the following residents who have passed away in the last month. Kitty Fontaine, Jim Tucker, as well as a former resident, Lord Clark. His wife is moving back in here. We would also like to express our sympathies to their families. I'll call for the roll call now, please.
Whoops, sorry.
Oh, you weren't ready.
No, I wasn't. Am I going to be punished?
Not this week.
Janet Mirando.
Here.
Ken Jerome.
Absent.
John Fricker. Here. Scott Harris.
Here.
Mike Lalande.
Absent.
Isabel Costanzo.
Here.
Phil Cifrano.
Absent.
Pam Ellett. Why do I have Pam Ellett on this?
Pam Elliott? She's our assistant, but she's not on the board.
Got her on here real quick, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, was proper notice given?
Yes.
Thank you. Open forum, do we have some people here?
We have two people.
Ann Hughes. Please come forward, Ann. You're supposed to face
You're
us.
actually just you're speaking to the board.
Monday night.
Ann,
You're
you're
speaking to
supposed
the
to be
board.
speaking to
Oh,
us.
absolutely, okay. Monday night after bingo, sometime after bingo, a car was broken into on Sailview. I went Tuesday morning to check condos and I saw the backup on an SUV with the police there. So I called my sister and I said, get out there because her car was right next to it. She said that she could look in and it was a mess in the car and they had taken and put finger marks all over black on the door of the car. It was covered in black marks. But she asked the lady if she locked the car and she said she did. So I don't know. Just one other thing. It says something there about the cleaning crew. Can I say something? Okay. All the condos that I check are 32, every single one of them. Still, I am taking dust mops, cloths, and so on, and wiping around the doors. They are covered with flies and whatever, spiders and so on. All around the doors, all around the lights and so on, the windowsills. They are not clean.
Okay, you got that?
Yeah, it's in the report that we're addressing. That's
Okay.
why I wasn't printing them out the last couple of meetings.
Okay. All right, the other one is BJ. Oh, no, BJ's not talking.
No, I'm
The next one is Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. Okay, Michelle.
Michelle Locke.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
I wanted to say thank you for getting security coming out. I think that's good. I talked to the first 2 guys who were assigned for all of about a week.
I think we got a good one now.
One just came to the door, excuse me, but they went back out.
I had talked to both of them about the phenomenon of gang stalking, which I have explained at prior meetings and have given documentation about at the July meeting and again at the February meeting. That continues to go on. I talked to those first 2 about it. The second one, Mario, was very familiar with it. And he was also familiar with directed energy weapons. So I was hoping he would remain, because I continue to be attacked in my condo all the time. I can barely sleep at night. And this has been going on for a long time. And I'm sure many people in this community are being affected by these weapons because it hits the whole community. It affects your heart rate. It affects so many things in your body. This is what the information I gave out was about. But I'm glad there's at least security, but I want it on the record that I am still being attacked in my condo with directed energy weapons.
Okay. We have a lady too that was in here driving around. She was very, very nice. Actually, I'll tell you what happened. My son brought me home. The weather wasn't the best in the world, which it hasn't always been. And he kind of smoothed in his way past the stop sign. It's when we had all those things out there, you know. And she goes like this, and he said, "Yes, ma'am, may I help you?" And she said, "Yeah, you didn't stop at that 4-way stop." And he said, "Oh," he said, and Betty, his wife, had told him when he did it. And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I will be sure to do that the next time." So that was kind of interesting, and I thought that was... A little bit of accountability. Yeah, every little bit helps. So anyhow, that's those 2 things. That's the only people we had that wanted to come forward, I guess. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Reading or whatever the previous minutes. May I have a motion that...
Do you want to waive or read it?
Or you want to waive them? Second? Second on that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hey Scott, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you want to waive the minutes? Aye. Yes.
Okay, he agreed to that also. We'll now have the manager's report.
Good evening, everybody. Nice to echo there on the microphone. This month we distributed the annual community real estate update that we like to put out to show you guys where the market kind of stands. Keep in mind this is for informational purposes only. Do not enter into a transaction based on the contents of that note. It's just for your information. I would definitely talk to a real estate professional before I made any moves, you know, in that regard. But to give you an idea of where the market stands, it is still increasing, not at the rate that it was, but it'd be hard to beat that rate. So we're holding steady and doing very well. Also available as it came in was a fraud alert that I received from the sheriff about census workers. And this one, frequently we have census workers coming in here and they are looking for different people. And you know, I like to think that the ones that I've spoken with, there's not much help I can really give them usually because I can't give out your personal information. But I like to think they're legitimate. But reading that notice, it would be a heck of a scam because you've got these census legitimate ones running around trying to track people down. Well, how hard would it be to phone you up and be one and get all someone's personal information and that stuff? So I just wanted to put that out there and notify you. If someone comes knocking on your door from the census, definitely verify somehow that they are from the census, and I don't think they're going to ever ask your social security number or things like that. Don't ever give that out to anybody. Right? This past month, we painted a number of parking curbs and advanced the seal coating. We installed a number of new street signs. We've been attempting to seal coat the community this week without much luck. We're gonna try again on Friday. Tomorrow we're gonna hopefully rip up some sod and get some new sod put down. But the weather should clear up hopefully going into next week, and we can knock the seal coating project out. The schedule has kind of been thrown totally off, but you will be receiving notices prior to your street being done or your area being done. You'll see postings up. Our roofing project is essentially complete. The company, we have to meet with them, and they're gonna have to work with us to punch out or repair any collateral damage that was caused during the roofing project. There's also some adjustments on some of the gutters that a few homeowners have looked at, and then there's some gutter and soffit repairs that we need them to complete. So the substantial part is done, and now we're just on to the little details, which is good. The new cleaning crew, which was addressed at the open forum, I've noticed some of the same things that you have, that they haven't been getting exactly everything the way we want it. So I met with their upper management and reviewed it, and I think there's a couple of things. One is I want to work with them as much as I can and set them up to succeed the best that we can. We want a successful cleaning crew here, and it's not doing surgery. It's vacuuming and wiping down railings. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure that they're successful. They had been lacking. This last week we shook them up. We're going to keep a much closer eye on them, and it's a matter of getting the right people. That's another thing where we've been switching out people in security until we find the right group that's here. But they're still responsible for it. One thing, and when you are checking these units, I don't know what date you're checking them versus what date in the cycle it is. Like, we have a sheet of paper where they mark down what date they cleaned that building. If you came 10 days later, I would expect there to be bugs on the door. But if you came the following day, I would be very disappointed if there were bugs on the door. So maybe that's something we can look at doing, is posting something where people know what date their building was cleaned last. Because every other week is the schedule. So over the next few weeks, look to see some improvement there. You know, they're doing a better job than the prior company for sure, and these guys are committed to doing an effective, good job for us here. They really are committed to it, so we want to give them every opportunity and make sure they have all the tools to do that. We had some work done to the infrastructure of the pool last week. This was required by the health department during our last inspection. Nothing to worry about, just routine maintenance. We replaced the water fountain here in the clubhouse. The one that we had was kind of an antique. It started to leak and have some problems, and locating parts for it would have just been time to update and come into the 2000s. So now you have a water fountain that you'll see, the type that you would see, you know, at a school or a library or something like that. Keeps the water nice and cold, doesn't filter on it. Sorry to talk about the sod. We installed 15 pallets last week. Most of it's on Green Cypress Lane. We are going to bring another load of 15 or 16 pallets in this week, and we're going to see how far it goes. But it looks like we're going to have to need a little bit more and go into a third load with the areas that we've marked off. So we'll see how that goes and report next month back where we are sod-wise. We have received the payment from Comcast, the rebate, $39,000 and change. So that is money in the bank, finally, we can say. We've also settled 2 outstanding insurance claims. One of them was with Allstate, where the association was made 100% whole. The other was with our own insurance company, our property insurance company, Heritage. They initially denied the claim. It was a flood damage claim, about $10,000. The association potentially would have been out, and then the denial letter, the only method of remedying it is going through a mediation process with attorneys and going that route. that can take a long time and a lot of times cost more than what we're fighting about. So we tried to work around that, and we were able to. Our agent Laura, she is like the #1 seller of heritage insurance in the whole state of Florida. So she was able to reach out to the president of the company, and we were all able to talk and agree that it is an insurable event. And so we're still out $2,500, which is our deductible, but we were able to recover the remaining $7,400 approximately, which was good because we'd still be fighting for it 2 years from now if we weren't able to do that. We extended the walkway alongside the north end of the pool by an additional 2 feet. Rather than adding concrete there, we framed it in with 12-inch pavers on either side, and it really, I think, is a really nice, rich look. We're going to landscape that area, and it's going to look very, very nice when it's all done. We installed our summer flowers, the yellow alamanda. A couple of them are popping out, a few blooms, so keep your eyes out, and you'll see some yellow down the main drag as you drive in the community. We're going to continue to refurbish the meter rooms alongside each of the condo buildings. I've gotten a few calls, people asking when theirs is on the list, but they're coming. I think every single one that hasn't been done needs to be done, so we will do them. We finally installed that bathroom in the maintenance area that we originally planned on putting in. So now our people can go to the bathroom without having to interrupt their day and take 5-10 minutes to drive up here and go back. So I think it's a great thing for the maintenance staff, and we had it all plumbed and ready to go. We just never did it. Yeah, we did it. So very nice. Dryer gun stacks in the multi-story buildings have been cleaned, all of them. Our dog park is almost complete. We expect it to be ready at the beginning of July. Our random security patrol seems to be worthwhile so far. And not only are they patrolling the property, but like Janet said, they're stopping people who are doing wrong. They're I think, somewhat of a deterrent to people who may be wanting to do bad things to us. I would hope so. One thing I do want to talk to the company about, the boss, is that issue where somebody's car did get rifled through again, which everybody please lock your cars, and that person may have thought they pushed a button and it didn't, sometimes that can happen. But lock your cars always, please. But I guess the security officer in the report said she asked the lady to call the police, and the lady said she was going to call the police in the morning. My instruction to the security officer would be, you call the police next time. Right. So we're going to update our way of doing that. But I think it's worthwhile. I think you get stopped once and said don't run the stop sign anymore. You'd rather stop the stop sign and get stopped again. So maybe people will start stopping. So it's a good overall thing. So just my last thing is remind, lock your vehicles, protect your property. The surrounding neighborhoods, you're always going to have lower income people that try to come in and get what they can from the people that have a little more income than they do. So you just want to be very, very, very careful with that. We posted some signs. Please heed the warnings. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Next is treasurer's report. You sent that out to everyone. I mean, they were able to get it, or you want me to read that?
Yeah. Everybody got the treasurer's report. Scott, did you want to say anything?
No, it's too hard on the phone. If you can just mention the high point.
I'll just tell you what it is for a minute, because I don't have a president's report except to talk to all of you. Anyhow, we will be able to report on expenditures for this year's major projects at the July Board of Directors meeting. Please note that next month's meeting will be the fourth Wednesday, July 24th, 2019. We're going to tell you about that later, but we're telling you a little early now. Accounts receivable consists of 15 owners, 2 who are at the attorney for collections, 7 persons in the collections process, 6 owe small amounts. Balance sheet and income statement will be attached. Association financial documents are always available for review if any of you would like to review them. Anyhow, that's the treasurer's report. Thank you, Scott. You're welcome. Okay, we're gonna have committee reports. Do any of you have a report?
Yes. Social Club will be having a celebration on the 4th of July. Put your check in, you don't have to sign up, just put your check in and that is your receipt for the party. Have a good time.
No fireworks.
No, no. Okay, no report? And you don't?
I already gave them.
You gave yours, okay. All right, you gave your update on the street and the other stuff too, right?
Yeah, I think I pretty much updated
Okay.
everybody on that.
All right, I'm gonna tell you about, under old business, we're gonna discuss the condo hallway carpet replacement proposal, and I know a lot of you have been interested in this, so please pay attention. It's gonna come soon. The first item under old business, I'm sure Eric already spoke about, was the seal coating. Condo hallway flooring. Eric solicited a bid from Elias Brothers to remove the carpet and adhesive from the remainder of the hallways and stairwells, then grind them down to bare concrete, after which Elias Brothers refinished the concrete with the acrylic walkway coating that the completed hallways have used. The proposal for the job is $75,982. Did I hear somebody choke? Which breaks down to about $3.30 per square foot. It does not include areas that we may discover problems and will need repairs, such as, something wrong with the floors or something have to be taken care of. However, we do have a menu price for these repairs that would be approved as we encounter them. We have approximately $112,000 reserved for this item. The contract is for $75,982. This means there is enough there to cover any extras or repairs that may be necessary without going over budget. Do I have a motion to approve the proposal for refinishing the condo hallway flooring from Elias Brothers?
I'd like to move the proposal for the refinish of the condo hallway flooring from Elias Brothers be completed.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
I'll just say for a point of comparison, when we first were talking about doing this, and we had that floor refinishing company come in and do the sample for us, they were at like $4.85 a square foot. So while it's a big number in total, it's a good opportunity. They want to paint the buildings in here, so it's a good opportunity.
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, any nay? The vote carries. I know you people will be glad to see the carpet gone from those places and it all look real good. And I think it will be very, very
I
nice.
know the cleaning crew will be happy too. They'll have more time to spend wiping down the doors.
Under new business, I was going to tell you about the July 24th meeting. There are 5 Wednesdays in July, so we're making use of them. Really, some people are gone on vacation, including our accountant, and to allow enough time between meetings for us to have our financial statements and other information ready. We will have the July Board of Directors meeting on the 4th Wednesday, which is July 24th, and it'll be posted out there too in case you forget. But please try not to forget because we like to have you at the meetings. Okay? Any other business that lawfully comes before the board at this time? What are you doing?
We're just going to give, since it was voted to be approved, in the talking that I had with Elias Brothers is, if approved, we're going to try for July and August to do those hallways to give people a time frame.
Okay, anybody have anything they want to say to us or concerning the meeting? Yes.
I would just like to ask pertaining to Article 19 there about the security patrol.
Okay, could you come up so we could hear you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not that we couldn't, but,
You know me,
yeah.
Just a question. I don't know what are the hours that the security patrol is patrolling, first of all?
We're trying to surprise people by not telling them that.
Generally,
Yeah.
generally 6:30 to 10:30.
Okay, now, the surprise that I have in store is the bad guys are gonna be out after 10:30. You know, I originally thought the security was gonna be from 7 in the evening to 7 in the morning.
I can tell you that we used to have a roaming guard for 8 hours a day where I used to work. The time that you want it is when the kids get out of school until it's dark and they have to come inside and go to bed. That's most of what you're gonna get is horseplay and this and that. A real bad guy that really wanted to do, I mean,
Yeah,
come in the middle of the night to rob everybody.
that's gonna
Our
happen.
security guard's not gonna stop that person. But the idea is let them be seen. It's a deterrent. It's not, they can't arrest anybody, you know.
No.
And it's most of the time teenagers.
Yeah.
That's.
Has any consideration been given to having the patrol get out of the vehicle,
Yeah.
you know, and walk to, you know, by the lake or something
They
like
have
that?
been, they have been doing it.
Oh, they have, okay. Because I see them coming down, you know, going down and back up still.
Yeah, they have to turn in a daily activity report to us that shows the different things. It's like how I have that note that she asked the lady to call the police, and the lady said she'll call in the morning. Well, I read that and I said, I don't like that. I want you to call the police. So now we're
Yeah,
gonna start that.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
I had to cover my vehicle because it's a work vehicle, supposedly 24 hours. I don't have a problem with that. But I've heard that the sheriff's deputy car in the back is a government vehicle, so she doesn't have to cover it. And it's a deterrent to crime. My suggestion is, why doesn't she move the vehicle closer to the front? That would be a deterrent to anybody coming in. It's not a deterrent parked in the back parking lot. Nobody sees it.
I agree with you, to be
So-
honest with you.
I mean, if I have to have mine covered, which I don't have a problem with, I'm on call 24 hours,
One
but
thing I will say, the one bad break-in that we've had in the 8 years that I've worked here has been to our shop. That's one thing I'll say. I mean, I've
but if it's up front, Eric,
stuff
they're not gonna come in. I mean, if
Well,
it's
it actually was children of somebody who lives here, so it was one of those things, but you know, we could ask her to
I
park
can
the
speak
car
to
a
that.
little bit around.
Okay. I mean, realistically, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning right now to get up. I mean, I'm a school resource officer, except when school is done. So right now, I work 5 in the morning to 5 at night. I get up at 3 in the morning to walk my dog for an hour before I leave at 4:15. So I walk around, but I mean, it's unrealistic for me to park my car all the way there. I mean, there's stuff in that car, and that if it's parked all the way there, that I don't want people getting. Not just my stuff,
Yeah,
personal
that's
stuff,
true, I agree.
but also stuff that belongs to the
but
sheriff's department.
is there an off-duty deputy that we can get parked? Because I've seen it up on the corner before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was at
yeah.
our request.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
some, I mean, it's not a request
No,
for
but that was
me,
at,
but yeah.
that was at our request, when you had that one pointing, east.
The bait car.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Well, really, they should do is,
I
like,
agree.
Yeah,
I agree
for
that
5
bait,
days on the 6th day, put someone.
bait
there.
cars are
That's what
great.
they should do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Just
think,
something.
I think they slow you down when you're
Yeah.
driving, but I'll be honest with you.
They do.
These people that are coming in here to break into the cars,
Yeah.
they look to see if we're in there. I mean, so they're going to continue to come. But what I will suggest, I mean, and you keep saying it, the best way to protect your stuff is to lock it. I mean, that's it. These cars are not getting broken into. They're being entered. And they're being entered because
Don't leave your stuff out.
don't leave it out.
Visible
Most
when you lock
likely,
it.
they're not going to break the window open unless they see something in there,
Don't
because
leave
that's,
money, purse,
that's noisy.
shopping bags.
and it happens. I panic all the time, so I open my door and I'm like, bloop, bloop, because I want to make sure, because I just want to make sure. The other thing about calling,
And waiting till tomorrow, you have no chance of finding the person.
well, that was the other thing I was gonna suggest. Now, if the security guard calls, that's fine, but when we come out, it's just gonna be very general, because we need the owner of the vehicle, because that's the
But
true
the
victim.
security guard calls, the owner of the vehicle is gonna come out more
Hopefully,
likely, more likely
yes,
than not.
yes, because
and-
if there is any
And take care of it at
evidence,
that one time,
I mean,
right?
chances are there's usually not going to be any evidence, maybe. But if there is, if you wait, it rains, you know, whatever, the sprinklers go on, you're not gonna get anything. So, yeah, the timing is critical.
And like things that happened, we had it at one time, somebody was rifling through cars or something, and they must have hopped over the gate to get out, and their debit card fell out of their wallet.
Yeah, they're gone. I mean, if they weren't gone, I mean.
So I was happy to call the detective and give him that.
And you don't know when it
I found our
happened.
person.
So, I mean, quite frankly, they could have broken into your vehicle, you're calling, and they could be over breaking into somebody else's vehicle. So, I mean, you calling right away could also prevent other vehicles from being entered.
I fall back to the story of, and this is when people don't believe me when I say it, that I would go to call on Monday, and something weird's been going on across the street all weekend, and they don't know what it is, but there's the bicycles and people in and out and this and that, but they didn't call the police, they just waited until Monday to call me. So I called the owner and said, "Are your grandkids in town? What's going on? This and that." No, nobody's supposed to be there. Well, I have to call the police now. Oh, they don't want me to call them. Can't you just go in and do it? I said, no, I can't. Yeah, I mean, no, the police come in and they go in, guns out, ready to go, because you don't know what you're walking into. Turned out to be a couple of kids just having a fun weekend, you know, in a house that they
Yeah, it's
knew.
important to call right
was
away,
closed
because
down.
if there is any evidence that can be,
And if you can catch them
collect.
when they're there,
well, yeah,
that's the
that's
best.
even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there is any evidence that if they leave anything behind,
Right.
yeah, that's critical.
That was
to
one
try to
though
get
where
it
they were
right
sleeping in
away.
the beds, we could have gotten so easy.
Well, I think a lot of people don't want to call because they think they're bothering us, you know, with something that's trivial, but, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of crime that goes along in Fort Myers, but I mean, that's our job. There's gonna be stupid stuff, you know, and then there's gonna be really crazy
And a lot
stuff.
of you,
It's okay.
a lot of you guys were here when Sheriff Scott came in and gave the talk.
Yeah.
And the question was asked, like, are we bothering you? Do you want to hear about this or that or the other? And he said, if you've got that gut feeling like something isn't right, that's why we're here. And you have to trust your gut.
Nothing is trivial.
No, I mean, it's just, that's our job. That's what we're here for. I mean, look, and I am working 12 hours. Please bother me, because, you know, 12 hours is a long day if you're not doing anything. So, I mean, you can only drive around so much. So by all means, you know, that's what we're here for. Keep us busy. So, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else had anything? Yes?
Another comment about security. The new lady, the second night she was here, there was the sound of fire, of, you know, guns or something on the other side of the lake. So I told her about it, and she did go around to the end of Sailview. And she didn't want to call the police because it sounded like it was air gun. But in between, it sounded like it might be a gun.
You know,
You're supposed to call.
yeah, I mean, if you feel it was a gun, like I know we have a lot of people that live here that were in the military and have a lot of experience with guns. And they know the sound of a gunshot, difference in a firecracker right away. You know, I don't think that I would be able to tell the difference right away, but maybe I could. You guys are in the military, you shot guns a lot, you would know. So, I'm not sure. If you think it was gunshots over there,
I think
you
it was
obviously had somebody
interspersed.
get shot.
Yeah, I think it was interspersed.
Making that call, and even if you don't say, come and talk to me, but just, can you patrol the area and you listen, you know, if you have a car?
Yeah, that's what I
Maybe
did,
they
and she
can
did
catch
go
it.
around, and then I talked to her afterwards, and she didn't know what to do, so I don't know, maybe
Well, she's
she
a
should.
security guard. You always have your phone and you can call.
Right, but she should be talked to about what her procedure should be.
Right.
Because all she said was, I'm gonna talk to my boss tomorrow.
Right, right.
If
She's
you could
gotta
just
use
tell
some
her.
judgment too. You
Yeah.
know, that's the
Tell
whole
her
thing.
what you want her to
If
do.
we,
Can I
Yeah.
speak to real quick, just
Yeah.
because okay. And another part with that being said, first party information is always better anyway. So it is better if we're whomever would hear it, to make that phone call, because dispatch 911 is going to be asking you questions. And then 911's going to say, well, how many did you hear? Well, I don't know. Somebody else told me about it. So if you hear it, you call. There was an incident where somebody at the pool heard some shots. I happened to be over washing my car. So they came over and told me, all right, that's okay, because now I'm gonna get on the radio, I'm gonna let them know, and
Right.
they came and patrolled the area. But if you specifically hear it, now don't tell the security guard, because then, you know, you
Security
might be
guard's a
missing.
at the end of the day,
important
the security
information.
guard's a security guard.
Yes, and you might be missing some type of information, so.
And I would imagine if you sat outside for 4 or 5 hours and listened every night, you're probably gonna hear gunshots. It's just a part of town that we're in. And it's very unfortunate what happened, you know, with, but I think it's gonna be a hard thing to totally eradicate because it's just part of where we are, is what they're doing. I don't get it, but.
Since there are no more questions, we will now be adjourned. Thank you for coming.